I'm back. So I just finished my walk and I'm nice and sweaty. Anyways, it just occurred to me on my walk, well, I did see something on my walk that was a reminder of what I needed to add. So in my last video, I spoke of things coming up from our past, from lower timelines to come in to be seen for one last time so that we can choose and release them completely. So I decided I would come back on and share with you the 3 aspects that showed up for me this week. And they were all very interesting and challenging and very apropos. I mean, 2 of them are a little challenging. Anyways, so as most of you on the spiritual path know, that our deepest transformations usually will come, well, not usually, all the time, when you are in isolation mode. So that can, it can bring up a lot of feelings of rejection, loneliness, grief, all of those things, for all the things and people and places and things and whatever you have let go of. All of that can feel very abandoning, rejecting, all of that good stuff, which is no fun. So the 3 things that came up, the first thing, and the reason I brought up the loneliness and the isolation, is that I've been pretty much celibate for about, 4 years. There was a couple of instances, but it was nothing. Anyways. So what came up first was an invitation to choose pleasure, sex, without connection or without commitment or without any future timeline associated with it. And while it was rather interesting and attractive, I still was like, okay, is this a blessing or a test? Which one is this? Oh my God. And I don't really hold judgment either way. I just don't want to be distracted with lower vibrational timelines. And so I always have to ask these questions of myself. So that was test number 1, or showing up number 1 of old timelines, whatever. Second test was even harder, in a way, because it brought up a big reason of why I am so isolated. So I had to remove myself from a toxic family dynamic in which I was continually made small, dim, made wrong, blamed, shamed, scapegoated, manipulated, gaslighted, you name it. That's what was happening, and that's been happening my entire life, basically. But it came to a head about almost 2 years ago. So what came up this week was a message from my niece on social media, because she was responding to a post that I made where I called out the toxic dynamic that was going on with my daughter. So she decided that it was time for her to speak up and let me know about myself, right? So yeah, that was challenging because in a way I also want to have my voice, you know, and I want to be able to speak my truth because my truth is important and it is valuable. So yeah, at what point do you censor yourself in order to keep other people comfortable? I'm at the point where I'm not doing that anymore, you know. I will tell it like it is, and it's my experience, my perspective. I get that, and other people have other perspectives. So that's the other aspect that came into play is family. Family dynamics that keep you suppressed, depressed, small, playing dim, you know, like it's actual spiritual warfare. Really, it is. And so it's part of the whole control structure of the matrix. The family system is the primary thing that keeps people limited, down, small, in survival mode, you know, stuck, basically. So I had to decide what I was going to do with that situation. And I could respond. I could react. I could ignore. And I could block. And erase. Well, so far I've decided to block. I don't need them seeing these posts, and it's not like I post every day. Obviously the reason I post is to make people aware of these dynamics so that they can see them and begin to make their way out of them, you know, because it is part of my mission here is to expose this toxicity, this control matrix. And so I am a disruptor, and I will disrupt things. I've disrupted a lot of things, especially my family. And now I can laugh at it. But it's not been fun. It has not been fun. Trust me, it has not been fun. It has not been easy. It has been the hardest thing in the world to do, to extricate myself. And basically I lost my granddaughters in the process of this. I'm hoping, you know, they will be able to come around again. So, well, apparently, according to the daughter, I'm allowed to see them on birthdays and Christmas. And I was seeing them every week. Anyways, so that came across hard, very hard. You know, these people in my family have never once reached out to me to ask me how I am, what am I doing, how can they help me, or just how am I doing? They have never, ever cared to reach out to me, to care about me, and then they have the nerve, you know, to blast me and blame me and shame me for speaking up for myself. So, you know, they can have their little reality. They can have their little fun time. You know, it'll be short-lived. People have to wake up. You know, the planet is ascending. The Earth consciousness is ascending, and so people have to come to terms with what they're holding on to. You know. So anyways, so that was point number 2. I said there was 3. And the last one made me laugh. I was like, oh my God, seriously. Okay, so I walk at this park, and I walk here pretty regularly, probably at least once or twice a week. So, you know, in the summertime, it's not that easy with the hot temperatures. But anyways, so on my walk, I've never seen this before in this park. I've seen it in other parks, but not this park. So I'm walking and I'm like seeing these two men with kind of a stand or something. Anyways, I could see them from a distance. I was like, I know exactly what that is. It's two Jehovah's Witnesses with their magazine stand. And that's what they do now. They have a stand and they just come out to the parks or wherever and they set up their stand and they sit there or stand there and talk to each other. Oh my God, help me. Anyways, so that was point number 3, because I spent a good portion of my life from 9 until I was in like about 46-ish in that religion. So I know all about it. And yeah, I used to go knocking on doors and everything. Yeah. So again, I had the choice, you know, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? I could go up and talk to him. I've never done that though. I've never felt like I wanted to go up and talk to him. Because I mean, they're in a limited consciousness. I mean, like, to me, I do better just hitting him with consciousness. And that's what I did. I'm like, boop, boop, wake up, wake up. So that's what I did. And so, you know, as two older gentlemen, they would have been easy probably to talk to, but I didn't want to waste my time. It's much faster just to do it energetically. So, you know, another choice point or another whatever coming up to be seen, you know. And that's pretty much a big part of why my daughter and I are separated is over spirituality, you know. I used to say it was religion. It is religion, her religion. But I did the same thing with my parents, you know. I shunned them or whatever for 15 years when she was growing up. So she's familiar with the scenario, and yet she's doing the same thing to me. Bizarre, but it's all part of the control programming of religion. Religion is designed to keep you in a lower vibration so that they can siphon your energy, basically, because you're disempowered. So that's where she's at, you know, and she wanted to continually take from me energetically, and I got to the point where I wised up and withdrew. She thinks she withdrew from me, but it was really me withdrawing from her, I think, or both. It was mutual, whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So those are the 3 areas. And so what happens is right now it's being pushed to the surface for us to recognize. So those are my 3 areas. To recognize that I can choose it again and go around another loop of crazy lower vibrational cycles. Hell no. That would be a hell no. Don't want to do that. So, yeah, choosing to release all of that residue of old timelines and move forward into my higher timeline. Choose higher vibrational scenarios, people, interactions, yeah, just higher vibrational future. So those are my areas. Hey, am I disclosing a lot? I think I am, but maybe it'll help somebody. I don't know. We hope so. And I hope that my family eventually wakes out of their coma, their unconscious coma. Anyways, I think that's it for now. That's my story, and I'm not sticking to it. My story could change tomorrow. In fact, I am changing it. I have to laugh. One of the things that my daughter said in her last email was, "You want to rewrite history. you want to rewrite your history. And I'm like, yeah. What the fuck? Why do you want to hold on to that shit? I mean, like, what the flip? I mean, are you kidding me? You want to hold on to that bullshit? I don't. So yeah, I want to rewrite history. I want to rewrite the future. I want to rewrite the entire program. Yeah, ma'am. That's what I'm doing. So you can take it. You can leave it. You can like it. You can not like it. I don't fucking care anymore. I really don't. I've lost all care for any people's opinions, perspectives, judgments. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm being me, and if you don't like it, you can go climb a tree. I know I'm in the woods or whatever, in the park. All right, before I start sounding, again, like crazy, as if I haven't already. Hey, this is me. Take it or leave it. All right, yeah, definitely leave me a comment if you resonate with any of this, and feel free to share. Like, comment, share, and connect with me on social media. I have a new page that I'm developing. It's called Heal and Rise with Kathy on Facebook. And so what I'm endeavoring to do there is to interact and have more engagement with my community, my collective that I'm speaking for. Or, yeah, with, to, whatever. Engagement. That's what I'm endeavoring to do. All right, so connect, and I will talk to you again later.